promoter told me I was down in Malaysia somewhere and we couldn't think of a title. She said, "Why don't you call it Barbecue Dog?" We're Barbecue Dog. My father had a jukebox business, and there was this lady who, not far from where I lived, had a barbecue joint, and she put a hint of vinegar in her barbecue sauce, and it made her barbecue taste different from anybody else. So I don't know why it was, but when I wrote that song, I just thought about barbecue.
Which song? Oh, the song
Barbecue Dog, right. And I said, well, I called the song Barbecue Dog because I was thinking about the barbecue issues. A lot of things I did was things I would think about things when I was a kid or something, when I was younger. And I'd just write that out, you know, and that would become the song. And that's how I come up with Barbecue Dog. I would, and ironically, I got these, somebody sent David Breskin these clippings. Some man out in Michigan barbecued his dog. I'm not kidding. It was in the newspaper. It was newspaper clipping. Man barbecues dog. I'm saying, shit, this is deep. I was a vegetarian. So what the fuck was this shit here? Life is strange.
Oh, wow.
Miles didn't play for about 5 or 6 years. He stopped playing. When he went back to playing, not only did he went back playing, he learned the same thing I had to learn. I could not have an all-black band anymore. Not that I had all-black bands deliberately. I did in one sense, but not because constantly I thought of it. That's because all the bands I played with were all black. But by the time the later part of the 80s, you had to have at least 1 or 2 white musicians in the band. You could not have an all-white band anymore. Although any white band,
black band, you mean?
Yeah, you couldn't have all black band, but Pat Metheny could have an all-white band. You know, the other white musicians can have an all-white band, but black musicians can't have an all-black band. See, that's how the shit got really. That's really what's about to start fucking the shit up. You know, and Miles stood up and say, "Yeah, well, if I got a white guitar player, he can read, and I got a black guitar player, he can play the rhythms." But that ain't necessarily the case either. Jeff Lee Johnson is black, and he can read also.
He's a genius.
So that refutes what Miles was saying. You know. You could have two black guitar players, and both of them could possibly read. I have had guitar players where one couldn't read and the other one could read. One group in the Decoding Society where when Colors Play, which was Eric Person and Zane Massey, both of them are excellent musicians. Both of them are very well trained. And I had Masuji on guitar and Kerry DeNigris on guitar. Well, Kerry DeNigris can read and orchestrate. Masuji couldn't read. The two opposites, but it did make good for two opposites. I had 2 bands in one group, and the 2 bands played off of each other. They had a rivalry going between each other. Zane didn't like Eric, and Eric didn't like Zane. Masuji didn't like Kerry DeNigris, and Kerry DeNigris didn't like Masuji. But when we played, they went out there and played their asses off because they were trying to outdo each other.
Yeah, that's my favorite incarnation of the Decoding Society, was that band right there.
Oh, they tried to immediately destroy that band.
That was an incredible band, man.
Well, that band was the one where they taught me that you cannot have the band you want. That is not allowed.
Now, who's they in this case?
In that case, let me explain it like this. We come off tour. I think we come from Scandinavia somewhere, flying to Kennedy. Had 2 hours or so to change to get on a plane and go to Texas. Get down there, we make the record live in front of live. By the way, when Colors Play, I had the good fortune of my mother and all my relatives were there, sitting there watching and listening to us play that record, because it was a live recording. It was just, we were playing it live, but they were recording upstairs. They had a recording studio upstairs.
Caravan of Dreams.
Mm-hmm. But they didn't want to pay us. Now here's money.
The Bass family?
They got money like horse shit. They tell us they can't pay us. I didn't get paid for another 6 months. Only way I got paid was Honey Hoffman, who was running that situation for the Bass family down there at that time, running the record company, wanted Bill Laswell to fly to Morocco to have a talk with Brian Geisen and Burroughs,
William Burroughs.
William Burroughs, and she knew that I knew him, and so she contacted me. She contacted him directly, and he knew what the situation was. So he told her she had to pay me for that we could have a meeting. And the next day, she sent my check up here. But when we made the record, Eric Person left the band.
I see what you're saying. So I'm sorry to interrupt you, but is not getting paid to make that record what led to that?
But see, what actually happened was we were on tour. When we were on tour, I had a following at the Fashion Club in Stockholm. It would be packed. I don't care if it was Tuesday night, it would be packed. We had a Thursday night engagement. We on the way there from Copenhagen going to Stockholm, and when we stopped somewhere and the roadie called to check about something, and they told us, well, stop, we wasn't going to play in Stockholm that Thursday night because Carla Bley wasn't selling no tickets. She had Friday and Saturday and wasn't selling no tickets. So they gave the people that bought my tickets to go to her concert on Friday and Saturday. That's what happened. And they sent us up to Upsilon College, which had one little small piggy amplifier and no PA system. So we went out there and I sat down and played some on drums for a minute, and they paid me the same. They paid me. And that's how they counseled. Then we had a concert in Frankfurt. I always had a packed audience there. They advertised we were playing on Thursday and had us booked on Wednesday. So I found out that we played that Wednesday and the place was full anyway. But Ngoli had called me and said, Shannon, they have you down, the audience, the radio stations are saying you're playing Thursday, not Wednesday night, not tonight.
So you feel that that's intentional?
It was intentional because I asked the promoter, I went to him because the next night he was closed. I said, look, if you open up, these people will come, I'll play, the band will play. I just wanted to disband the audience. They didn't want us to play. Same way they cut the electricity on the building in Bern, Switzerland. They tried, a couple of fellows were trying to come on the bandstand. This is all on video. They caught it all on video and on with camera. And the bodyguards and stuff stopped them. And there was big ruckus and fight going on in the back. All of a sudden, they went outside and cut the electricity coming into the building. This stuff was all deliberate.
Who was trying to come onto the stage? The bodyguards?
No, the people who they sent there to stop the concert.
Who sent people?
I don't know who did it. I don't know who did it, but I know this is what happened. So when we finish the recording, when we come back and do the caravan, this woman intentionally did not pay me.
Honey Hoffman?
Honey Hoffman, and what had happened was the band, we did about 20 concerts. The band had spent a lot of their money buying Christmas gifts because it was in November or something like that, getting close to Christmas. So they had spent up their money thinking they were going to get paid for the record day. Me too.
So that turns your band against you then?
Right, because they figured, how could I not get paid? Since this is one of the richest families in the world that owns this club.
Let me ask you this.
And when we get there, they had rented all kind of experimental guitars, synthesizer. They had a computer programmer there. They had rented January sounds. All these people got paid.
Robert Wexler was there?
All these people got paid. Robert Wexler was there. They got paid. We didn't get paid. And the band was thinking, well, I was trying to mess over them. So what happened, we came back to New York, and I went to David Breskin and borrowed $4,000 and paid them off.
And was that the end of that incarnation?
That was the incarnation of that band. That's what happened with that band.
What was your favorite record that you made with that lineup?
When Colors Play.
When Colors, mine too.
Yeah, because it was just so. It wasn't. It was more like, I hate to use the word pure, but it was like just going out playing pure music. And we nailed those songs that night. And that was the most part. We nailed those songs.
Tell me about